Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Lewis Speaks 2023, and today I want to talk to you about how to stop caring about what other people think. Oftentimes we as empaths have a tendency to really live in other people's minds. We always try to anticipate their needs, their feelings. We always tune and zero in on what they might be thinking, what they might be feeling. And we always tailor our responses to fit their needs. But where does that leave us? Many times it leaves us resentful. Many times it leaves us with our needs going unfulfilled. Many times it leaves us emotionally hungry, not only for connection, but also love, reciprocity, investment. And that's because we're so busy in everybody else's mind and everybody else's belly, filling them up, we're leaving our own bodies unmet, unkept, and unfulfilled. And so I was thinking a lot about how to stop caring so much about what other people think and how to stop always taking care of them at the expense of our needs. I realized that what other people think of me is not my business. Also, to add to that, what other people think of me is not my problem. That's their problem. That's their bag that they have to carry. You know? I have my own bag that I have to carry. I'm so busy trying to carry the weight of their expectations and the weight of their opinions that I'm not living my truth. And that's what happens when you care so much about what other people think. You spend your entire life caring so much about what they think, you stop coming back to your own mind and your own thoughts and your own feelings. You stop actually living in your own body. You leave your body. You leave your spirit to tend to the needs of other people. And that's not fair to you. That is not fair to you. I want to give you an illustration right now about your inner child. Your inner child right now is crying out to you. It's saying, please pick me up, hold me, love me. But you are too busy in somebody else's body. You're too busy in someone else's body that you can't tend to that body that lives within you, your inner child. That child needs to be held, loved, nurtured. But yet and still, you are caring so much about what other people think that you can't tend to that child. And the thing about it is, if we saw a living representation of that child out in the world today, and it was being neglected the way we have neglected our own inner child, what will we do? Many of us will call the police, many of us will call CPS to get them involved to help protect and rescue that child. But yet and still, we'll leave the inner child inside us, the child that is often starved for love, starved for affection, starved for attention. We'll leave that child to die in pursuit of someone else's approval, someone else's needs, someone else's opinions. And it's not fair. And so just reflecting on that and also realizing that what other people think of me is not my problem. I want you to definitely think about that for a second. Take a moment. Take a moment. What other people think about me is not my problem. Oftentimes, what other people think about me is a projection of their own fears, of their own dysfunctions, of their own unmet needs, of their own unhealed wounds. It's all a projection. And when you realize that a lot of what people do is a projection of their own insecurities and their own feelings of inadequacy, you stop taking everything so personally. You stop caring so much about what these people think because you realize that, for one, they don't even know you. They don't know you. They don't know the beautiful person that you are inside. They don't know your family history. They don't know your upbringing, what you've surmounted. the trials and tribulations that you've surmounted. They don't know any of that. And yet and still, many people feel qualified to judge you, to form an opinion about you when they don't have all the facts. Always realize that people don't have all the facts. They just are operating from what they see in front of them. They have this snapshot version of you, and they're just going based on that. They don't see the person that lives inside. And so, before you're tempted to care about what other people think, really, really just take a step back and just ask yourself, does this person really know who I am through and through? And even if they think they know who I am, what gives them the right? What gives them the authority to judge and criticize and belittle and dismiss and disparage me? You know? And I think a lot of people try to subordinate other people because they don't feel too good about themselves. They really don't. When you realize that a lot of people are just using other people as an ego boost and that they really feel horrible about themselves, you don't take things personally anymore. You just realize that, you know, this person is a broken individual. They're a wounded individual, and you just pray for their healing. And you also remove yourself from the equation of their negativity. You have to remove yourself from that equation because you have a life and you have a purpose. And many of us go to the grave not even finding that purpose, let alone realizing that purpose. We spend so much time caring about what everybody else thinks that we end up missing our lives. And that is the saddest thing. That is the saddest thing. Unrealized potential, unrealized purpose. We all have a purpose on this earth. We all have something that nags at us when we see it. For me, it's social work. For me, it's trying to help improve the lives of so many people because I realize that it has always bothered me. It has always bothered me when I have seen injustice, when I have seen people going hungry, when I have seen some people living great while other people are living awful. There's something in there that just riled me up and just fueled a fire in me that made me want to do something. And so that's how I knew that helping other people was my purpose. And I realized that my purpose could have been derailed if I would have cared about what other people told me. There were so many people in my life telling me to come out of those books. There were so many people in my life trying to discredit my knowledge. There were so many people in my life that accused me of being a know-it-all, accused me of being arrogant, accused me of being a bully with a book. You know, just because I was trying to share with them what I was learning in an attempt to solidify it within my own mind. But of course, their interpretation of that was something negative. And I could have allowed their opinions to stop me, but my hunger for excellence, my thirst for knowledge, it would not. It would not. It would not derail my purpose because that's the thing. When you're on the road to your purpose and you feel good with the things that you're learning and the things that you are picking up, the new tools that you're picking up, the new interventions, you know, you love it. You love it and it can't be denied. After a while, it's like fire shut up in your bones. It cannot be denied. You have to share it. You have to express it. You gotta do that. And yes, people are going to have opinions. They're going to think that you're just arrogant, or they're going to think that you are, you think you're superior. Not at all. Not at all. You want other people along with you. You want to bring them along with you. A lot of what I had to learn, though, is a lot of people are not ready to go with you. And that's okay. But you have to stop trying to ready people for what they're not ready for. And that's a hard lesson to learn. I've had to learn. You've had to leave people sometime in their own journey. Everybody got a journey. And sometimes you just got to learn how to leave other people right where you found them. And if they want assistance, you can definitely provide guidance and support, but you also have to learn how to sometimes love people from a distance, from a safe distance, from a protected space. Because a lot of people do not mean you well. A lot of people, as I mentioned earlier, are trying to project their own fears, their own doubts, their own suspicions onto you. And so, should you ever believe them, that will derail you from your purpose. And so, never, never, never sacrifice your purpose for someone else's approval. Because in the end, what I've learned is that you only have yourself. You can really rely on yourself. When all is said and done, when all is put away, you can only rely on you. And so you have to make sure that you are always feeding and watering your purpose and investing in your own purpose. And what kills that is caring so much about the opinions of other people. That will stop you from living your life. You know, you'll always be worried about how they're going to feel, what they're going to think, what they're going to say. That you do not live the one good life that God gave you. As I always say, we have but so many good years on this earth. And you don't want to waste your good years caring so much about other people and what they think. Because you only live half a life, if a life at all. And so please, please stop caring about what people think. Stop caring about offending them per se. Of course, you want to be respectful and you want to make sure that you are just respectful of people. But at the same time, if you feel like you have to hold your breath just so that way other people approve of your life, because I felt that way before. I'm going to confess this. I felt like I had to hold my breath and stop being the person that I was born to be, so that way other people like me and appreciate me. And when I was younger, I was praised for that. I was praised for being so compliant, docile, obedient. I was praised for those things. And then as I grew up, I started to realize that a lot of people are projecting their fears. A lot of people don't want me to succeed because my success makes them feel inferior. They also don't want me to do better than them, you know? Because a lot of people out there, they don't want you to do better than them. They may want you to do as well, if that, but they don't want you to do better than them. Because when you start doing better, that's when you start to realize who's a real friend and who's not. That's when you will definitely see who really got your back and who really don't. It's like what I mentioned in past videos, they had an article, Keisha Thomas, wonderful sociologist. Definitely check out her work, in terms of the pet to threat phenomenon. When you start a job, you're considered the pet. You're considered non-threatening, You're considered teachable, and so you're not a threat. But as you become proficient in that job and you begin to excel, and you even begin to surpass those who have been at the job longer than you, that's when you become a threat. And that's when you become something that people have to eradicate. And so it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. But I say that I stopped caring about what people think when I realized that a lot of people did not mean me well. They wanted me to stop growing so that way they could feel comfortable. They could feel comfortable. And for a while I stopped. And why did I stop? I stopped growing because I wanted to be liked. I wanted to be accepted. I didn't want to offend other people. I thought that I was being considerate. But I wasn't being considerate. I was willingly being put in a cage. I was letting my life be put in a cage for their pleasure, for their comfort. I was playing small for their comfort. And there are so many of us now who are playing small in some way or another, whether it be in a relationship, whether it be at work, whether it be at our places of worship, whether it be in our own homes, whether it be in certain social circles with certain relationships and friendships. We're playing small for somebody else's comfort. We're going along just to get along. And really that starts a war within us because we know that we have a purpose and our purpose keeps burning, burning, burning. And if it's not accepted, if your purpose is not realized, it will destroy you. It will incinerate you. It'll burn you up. It'll burn so much inside, and that fire gets extinguished when you express it. But you're so busy trying to play small and douse your fire. You're so busy trying to, mask your fire that it ends up destroying you. And so you have to express your fire, your gifts, your purpose. Stop playing small for everybody else's comfort. Because in the end, all those people that you've played small for, not only will they blame you for playing small, they will no longer be in your life. It's like they got you to play small and deny yourself, and then they're off. They're gone. Either by death, either by separation, either by a breakup, and then you sit up here beating yourself up. Why did I play small? Why did I do this for people that don't even last in my life? Everybody that I was playing small for, where are they now? Gone. So I played small for people that are just no longer here. Yeah. So then what ends up happening is you make a resolve. You make a resolve and you say to yourself, which is where I'm at now, I will never play small for anybody else's approval, their acceptance. They can keep their likes. They can keep their comments. I could care less. At this moment in time, my purpose is greater than somebody else's approval. And you get to that point. You get to that point when you realize that, look, I can't do this no more. I cannot do this anymore. I've outgrown those shoes I was wearing, those shoes. I've outgrown those shoes. I've outgrown those shoes that once walked in line. I was always in line with other people's wants, desires, missions. I can't walk, I can't do it. And so what ends up happening is that you take off those shoes and you toss them to the side and you say, I can't wear those shoes anymore. I now have to put on shoes that fit. And the shoes that fit are honoring your purpose. So I hope that this video was helpful in breaking that nasty habit of caring so much about other people's opinions to the point where it damages you, it destroys you. Please share, like, let me know your experiences and how you outgrew and shifted in terms of caring so much about what other people think. I'm so interested. And I hope this video was helpful. I wish everybody a wonderful 2023. Peace, y'all.